I thought I would come in and I would add an addendum because I realized afterwards that I didn't quite say something that I should have said. Oh, and my coffee maker is brewing some decaf, so if you hear some percolating, that's what it is. Okay, so let me make sure I'm showing this. Normally, when you crochet, right, you go up and you go into the actual like stitches, right? So like that's how you normally crochet, is you would go into all of these little stitches and you would go along. And that's how you're supposed to do it, right? But that's not how you make a granny square. So I could see that like if you're reading a pattern, it may not like explain. You're not going into these stitches, these chain stitches, or the tops of anything. Instead, you're going around the chain stitches you've already made. See? You're not in a stitch. It's movable. It's on the tops of these chains. You're going around. You're chain stitching. So you're not like going into actual stitches. I hope that makes sense. And I don't think I clarified that you're going around. You're not going into stitches like you would normally do if you were crocheting. Because like normally if I'm crocheting, I'm going like this and I'm going into the tops of the previous stitches, and you're not doing that. So yeah. And then when you assemble them, the reason you have two chain stitches here is this chain stitch belongs to this row, and this chain stitch belongs to this row. So that's why you have to have two, is because one of these chain stitches belongs to a side, and one of the chain stitches belongs to the top. So when you connect them, one of the chain stitches is actually your top to connect to the other square. And so those are the little clarifying tips that I think I should have said before, and I didn't. And so like, that's why you have the two. And I hope that makes sense. So this one is the top, and this chain is the side. So when you connect them, you connect chain to chain, and then you start connecting your actual stitches. So that one little chain is your top of where you connect them to each other. So I hope that helps, and maybe it makes it easier now that you know that you don't have to actually go in. Because I could see how that could be confusing, because you're like, how do I put 3 into 2? It doesn't make sense, because you're not. You're going into the hole, not into a stitch.